guys, this is Comic Uno, and today I'm doing a review for Arrow, the mid-season finale, called 3 Ghosts, and pretty big episode. I was really looking forward to this one. I think Arrow has just totally improved from Season 1 to Season 2. I've said that for all my Season 2 reviews, is that the show has become a 2.0 of really what Season 1 was. And I think with this episode was no different. Because in this episode we get to see the aftermath of Oliver getting the serum and Barry finding out Oliver's identity. And Oliver at first is like, why did you tell Barry? You know, I don't really trust you. Why did you do this, Felicity? And Barry even explains, like, I'm not going to tell anybody. I look at you as a hero. I'm not going to tell anybody, and you shouldn't be yelling at your friend. She just saved you. So, you know, I was looking at a lot of interviews and stuff, and for that moment, I think Oliver will start trusting people a little bit more. So we get to see that in this episode. He gets saved, but he starts hallucinating. Not because of what saved him, but just because he's hallucinating after all the Survivor guilt. So he hallucinates Slade, Shadow, and Tommy, who he thinks are all dead. And all of them are dead except one. Which we'll get into. So, yes, he's hallucinating everything, and of course we have the Solomon Grundy story, the serum, and Thea, Sin, Roy are looking into Sin's friend who was connected to Solomon Grundy and Sebastian Blood. Or, yes, or Brother Blood, really. So we get to see that, and Roy, he goes to himself like, alright, Thea, Sin, they'll try to figure everything out. And also Laurel actually helps, so we get to see a little Laurel here. But yeah, Roy goes by himself, he gets kidnapped, and he gets the serum taken in him. Almost dies, Oliver saves him. So that's pretty much what was going on in that portion of the episode. And then, in the end, like, a lot of things happen in the last 10 minutes. Because we finally find out who's behind Brother Blood, who's the real head, is Slade himself. He's the one, that's how the serum still exists. He was alive. Which Oliver does know he is still alive, but maybe he died another way. Maybe that's why the mask was on the island. We still have a future story to tell with that. And he looks more Slade-like. He definitely does. So if you miss that style of, like, his haircut and the eye patch, you'll see that in this episode. Then we get to see more Flash stuff. Also more Roy stuff. You know, we get to see he's like, oh, wait, I have these superpowers, maybe. Or he's like, something feels different. So Thea Sin doesn't know about it, but he feels a little different. Which I'm sure we're going to see more in the next portion of the season. But the ending is that Barry goes back to Central City and, you know, there's a thunderstorm. It's like, oh, why is there a thunderstorm? Where does this sound familiar? So, there's a thunderstorm, there's this particle thing going on, and Linda Park is on a television talking about it, and Barry is just playing with the chains or whatever, trying to bring something up, and he gets electrocuted and gets thrown into the chemicals, and he gets the Speed Force. Very obvious that he gets the Speed Force, and that's how you end the episode and how you end the Barry arc. He actually did get the powers in this season. Will that spin off to his own show, or will they do that with the episode 20 thing they were rumoring about? We'll have to see. But yeah, that's the whole episode, and I have to say this is a really good episode. There's just a lot of shocks here, some deaths, even though it was a flashback death. You know, there really wasn't a lot of problems with it. I will go in towards the end of the review, talk about minor problems I have with the episode. But really, a great episode. The Slade thing shocked me. I did not, and that kind of came out of left field for me. Even though we knew Slade was coming, I didn't expect Slade to come so early. And his look really looked like Slade from the comics. And then we had the eye patch, and I'm just totally looking forward to Slade and Oliver. And you get to see that Slade's kind of an anti-hero, kinda, because Slade's like, I want to corrupt Oliver. I know who Oliver is, but we're friends. So it's going to be a really fun relationship with them, and a fun villain versus hero story. Because yeah, I like the Malcolm Merlyn stuff. At least it was connected more. Sebastian Blood's okay. But Slade makes the story arc a lot better villain-wise. Because I like the powers, I like that they're bringing into powers, but I didn't love Brother Blood that much. But I'm really liking that Slade's a part of this and has super strength. And so does Roy. So I'm really looking forward to that. And I don't know anything about the side effects of the serum, so maybe we'll get to see a little bit more Roy from the comics, where he's getting, you know, maybe more addictive personality. That'll be fun to see. So I really enjoyed that cliffhanger. And then Shadow getting shot. I was kind of shocked. Like, I had a feeling she was going to die, but not this soon again. A lot of things I didn't think would happen this season happened. And I think especially this episode made the flashbacks even more interesting. And I think with season 1, that was the total lacking of the show. Was, I know a lot of people love the flashbacks. For me, there are some parts that it felt very repetitive. And with this, it's like everything becomes new and more interesting. We still have Black Canary, still have Sarah there to find out her past. We have Slade, we had Shadow dead. There's just so much more story to tell that it's interesting again, and it feels needed. And I think the parallels they did in this episode, it works, and it's been working for all season 2, and I really enjoy the flashbacks, and again, the parallels in this episode. And one thing I really love, and I'm really looking forward to, is I want to say the mini Teen Titans, because we have Sin, Thea, and Roy working together. You know, Roy's going to keep some secrets, and we'll see that, and I'm sure in future episodes. But I like that team, and I love that Thea's not, you know, Thea could be a character where she's like, nah, you know, I don't want to do that. But she's going full throttle, and I really, you know, as a big Mia Dearden fan, who supposedly Thea is supposed to be, I really like how she's, again, taking this full throttle and being like, yeah, Roy, you know, at first I didn't want you to run with the vigilante. Of course, I love you. I don't want you to get hurt, but I'm going to help you. I'm not going to stand around and do nothing. And I love the 3 friendships, and, you know, how Sin's kind of like an odd one out, but it works. And I really like the different things that all 3 characters bring to the table, and I'm really looking forward to those 3's friendship to grow just as Dig, Felicity, and Oliver's friendship grows. And I think that's what we're going to see, and I really hope we get to see more of an action-y point of view for Thea and Sin, and I think we will see for Roy. So hopefully seeing more of that mini Teen Titans, and I think this is going to a great direction for Thea, Sin, and Roy, to a superhero identity for all of them. Hopefully. And it seems like at least a little closer to that direction. So that had to be one of my favorite parts. Other than that, I just really enjoyed the last half of the episode. I love the Barry stuff. I love, you know, some of the references. And I love the Barry guy crush on Oliver. Him saying, you know, I understand why you like Oliver. And him really looking up to Oliver, and him becoming a hero himself, which I'm very excited for Flash. And I think I finally fell in love with Grant as Barry. You know, the first episode, I thought, the first 5 minutes, like, I don't know, and now I'm like, Grant is Barry. And I'm really loving his portrayal, and really looking forward to hopefully a Flash TV show. And I love the little tidbits here, and I think Iris could have been referenced when he was mentioned, like, yeah, I know how it feels not to be loved to somebody that you do like. I have a feeling that's Iris. Like, who else would it be? And then having Linda Park, you know, that's definitely hopefully a reference to Wally. If it is a reference, we don't know, because Linda Park was a little older in that clip, so would Wally be older? It's just very interesting to see what will happen next with that. But love the references for Flash, and really they did their homework, obviously. And now the only problem I had with this episode, and it's not a big problem, you know, at first I thought, I was like, oh, this is a mid-season finale, you know, there's like, they're taking their time to like do a lot of things, but obviously a lot of reveals happened towards the end of the episode, which I was perfectly fine with. But a lot of it, I felt like, oh, I kind of knew that was going to happen. I kind of knew that was going to happen. So at times I was like, oh, it was a little predictable, and then no, Slade comes up, so that was fine. But Laurel, my only problem with this episode was Laurel. I feel like, you know, Laurel is a character I really do want to like, and there's characters that, like Thea, like from the beginning I really want to like her character. In season 1 I didn't really like her, but season 2 she's proven herself that she's a cool character, especially again as a Mia Dearden fan. I really do like Thea's character, and I feel like every character has proven themselves in a way, but Laurel has not proven herself at all, and her story in season 2 just hasn't progressed at all. You know, she's supposed to be in this downward spiral, but you really don't see that at all in this episode, or I really don't know what direction they're going with that character. I think she does need to arc a little to make her interesting and less annoying, which is sad, because again, Laurel's should be Black Canary in the future. The producers are still saying that Laura will become Black Canary, just not yet. And I think, honestly, we need to get Sarah back to make Laurel's story a little bit more interesting. And hopefully we see that towards the second half of the season, because that's what Laurel needs right now, is Sarah. Because her story, when she was on the screen, I'm like, I just want to go back to all the other things. She's just not interesting, and again, just going in a circle with her. We'll see what happens with Laurel. I'm still rooting for her, even though she's not the character I think we all want her to be. But she is probably the only annoying part in this episode. But other than that, really enjoyed this episode, especially the second half. A lot of things to look forward to. And this show just keeps, like, every episode keeps getting better and better. And I don't know how this show keeps getting better and better, but it does. But tell me in the comments below what you thought about this episode. This is Comic Unknown, guys. Don't forget to follow me on Twitter for Comic Unknown and the right situations. And I'll see you guys later. Bye.